On behalf of Mrs. Wainright, Mrs. Holt, and myself, Mrs. Parra, I would like to thank you for going over our presentation about the Gifted Education Program in Southwestern Randolph Middle School. We would like to begin with a brief reflection, a quote from the National Association for Gifted Children. Students with gifts and talents perform or have the capability to perform at higher levels compared to others at the same age, experience, and environment in one or more domains. They require modifications to their educational experiences to learn and realize their potential. Now, with that being said, I would like to share some demographics with you. Let me show you some numbers. Our school has a total population of 508 students. 74 of those students are AIG in reading or math, or both. They're identified AIG. 77.6% of our AIG students are white. 17.4% are Hispanic or Latino. 2.7% are two or more races, and 2.3% are Black or African American. Now, if we break down those numbers into grade levels, we have that in sixth grade, we have about 25 students. In seventh grade, there's about 24. And in eighth grade, we have about 25 students. Again, 74 total AIG students identified in Southwest. Now, how is that important? Why do we need to take a closer look? Well, first of all, because we need to align with the Randolph County Schools AIG plan, and we have included a link so you can access the plan as you wish if you want to take a look at it. Also, because we need to provide appropriate instruction to those AIG identified students so they can play their role as future leaders for their community and the world. It is also important to realize about the benefits of rigorous instruction for all students and to support underserved students. We also need to identify and increase inclusion of potential gifted students that have been under-identified so we can match our school's diverse population. We need to provide enrichment opportunities to all students in our school. And of course, we have to create awareness about our social community concerns and foster student involvement in the solution of these problems. Now, how does it look, AIG at Southwest? What is it that we're doing? Our AIG identified students are placed in small cluster groups in math and language arts. We are providing differentiated instruction and resources. We have access to iReady in math and reading. Our students in eighth grade have access to Math 1. We have iLearn for high school credit and access to credit by demonstrated mastery in different areas. Our school provides after school activities such as sports, junior beta club, battle books, student council, FFA, culture club, which is new this year, nature club, band, chorus, and of course, we have our enrichment activities through Cougar Time. Our AIG contacts are in-house, our lead teacher, instructional specialist, I'm sorry, AIG specialist, Lisa Cagle. We also have Jennifer Smith, which is our county-wide AIG program specialist. And we have AIG certified teachers in all grade levels and areas. And Ms. Cagle can give you more information about that. Now I'm going to let Ms. Wainwright to continue with the presentation.
Mrs. Parra and Ms. Holt and I got together and we discussed our AIG vision. We also came up with a proposal. So we're gathering our thoughts on the proposal for AIG student achievement. One of the things that we would really love to do is have an AIG team that would include all grade level teachers as well as representatives from other electives in also EC and ESL. And this would enable us to really look at our students and their DEPs, make sure that they are being addressed and there's a focus on the students receiving the accommodations that they are being given. That would be a big one. Also, we want to make sure that we're continuing to monitor students throughout the year, making sure that their social emotional learning is being met as far as are they being challenged? Are they feeling a lot of pressure? And if so, what we can do to alleviate some of that stress. We also want to look at if there's students that are underachieving, AIG students who underachieve, what are some reasons and what can we do to help that student be successful? Also, one of the goals would be to improve our inclusiveness in terms of minority ESL students, low socioeconomic and EC students. We want to make sure that if teachers have observed students that need to be taking part in gifted opportunities, that we can make sure that those students are also included. And we would meet every other month and go through and make sure that each grade level representative is very familiar with the DEP goals as well as our students, so that we are the person to go to if teachers have questions, particularly about those students' goals. Parent involvement is so important. The research has shown that parental involvement is the key, and we would like to make sure that we meet with our parents a couple times a year. And when we meet, we would answer any questions from the parent handbook. We would pick up some articles, let them know about the National Association for Gifted Children. We want parents to feel included and part of, and things they can do at home. We would also provide a translator to make sure that our parents who are non-English speakers are included and made to feel important and part of their child's education. We want all parents to feel comfortable to come to the school and get the information they need, as well as how to support their child at home. Also, we would love to have a curriculum night, and the students would use their Cougar time to do that, to prepare for that. And I think that would be a great way to get parents involved, not only AIG, but all parents. We have an AIG program wish list, similar to a teacher supply list, a wish list. And we would like to be more involved in student scheduling, particularly AIG cluster grouping. We have a small population, and so we want to make sure that the students are placed appropriately in classes throughout all of their core courses, not just reading and math, but also science and social studies. We would like to be able to take some small groups for field trips. Some places just do not accommodate whole grade level groups. So we want to make sure that students are interested in a particular concept, or we could take a trip to the university or invite guest speakers, things like that, to help motivate students, and so they can see that they can go into some of these fields that they're interested in. Doing inventory surveys, and also being able to purchase materials and resources for our school on the school budget. We also feel that that we have students who are very capable of acceleration. Right now, we just have eighth grade students taking Math 1. We believe that there are 6th and 7th grade students that can be accelerated, so a combination class, as well as allowing 7th grade students to go into Math 1 classes. We know that other counties do that, so we should be able to do that as well. And lastly, this is sort of a dream of ours, would be to have our school have a specialized AIG data specialist. That person would be co-teaching as well as planning, obtaining resources, doing professional development, and doing data analysis, because we know that data is super important and it's driving a lot of our instruction. So it's very time consuming, and this would be great if we had somebody like that, even if it was just part-time, just to make sure that those kids, those AIG students, their data is being looked at very carefully, making sure that they are growing as students.
So, how are we going to support our AIG learners in the classroom, in our individual classrooms? To support our AIG learners in our classrooms, the first thing we need to do is challenge those students. And when we challenge those students, we are including high level content and high level thinking skills. We want to give student choices of academic curricula and research problems in which they are interested. And this leads to feelings of ownership and increased motivation and achievement. Enjoyment stems from students doing what they like to do and performing challenging tasks that lead to feelings of accomplishment. Personal meaning and culturally relevant material is increased when students engage in self selected, self directed learning and research experiences. These are just a couple of examples of things that we can do to challenge our kids, give them choices, get them interested, have them enjoy learning, and give them, personal meaning and making things culturally relevant. So, the first thing that we can do to support our AIG learners in the classroom is to create think tac toe boards or menu boards. And we are going to share this PowerPoint with everyone in the meeting. And you will notice that they are linked. So when you get the PowerPoint, you can actually go to the links on here, and you can take a look at a bunch of different examples of think tac toe boards or menu boards. And like I said, those are given lots of choices to our students, things that might interest them and things that they will enjoy. The next thing that we can do to support our AIG learners in the classroom is simulations. And this allows students to make informed decisions in the moment by synthesizing theory and application. And once again, there is a link to a simulation there that you can go, you can visit, and you can take a look at exactly what that is. Another way that we can support our learners is through games. Students learn from games when they make strategic choices that have immediate positive and negative consequences or reinforces. Students learn through trial and error as well as critical thinking about decisions. When you use gaming in the classroom, it should include reflection, categorization, and analysis. And the last way that you can support kids in our AIG classrooms is Scratch MIT. And this is a really cool program that we actually learned about during our ANG or AIG cohort this summer. Scratch MTI or MIT, I'm sorry, students can code their own interactive stories, animations, and games. In the process, they learn to think creatively, reason systematically, and work collaboratively. Scratch promotes computational thinking and problem solving skills. So, those are just four of the ways that we can support our AIG learners in the classroom. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the information that was presented today, our room numbers are up here on the board as well as our emails. And down there at the bottom, you'll actually see we have created websites during our cohort. And if you'd like to go visit those websites, they have tons of resources, tons of articles and activities that you can actually use in the AIG classroom to support those learners. So if you have any questions about anything you find on our websites or you'd like further information on it, feel free to contact us. Like I said, any questions, comments, or concerns, just let us know. Thank you.